Happy birthday to us. So, on the Discord server, someone mentioned to me that it was gonna be the 10th anniversary of Mokepon. And so I asked what I should do for it. I mentioned I should do something. Someone said that I should do a Q and A, and someone mentioned that I should eat a cake. And so I decided that I should do both. A great personal expense, might I add. Also, I make like squeaking noises. There might be a lot of screaming going on. That's normal. It doesn't sound it, but that's normal for me. Screaming just happens sporadically. It'll probably just be little squeaks. Right, so let's do some questions. Do you know what to draw in each frame, or do you, for example, remake the whole layout of a page several times? No, what I do is I thumbnail. Thumbnailing is like my most favourite part of the comic making process, because you can just draw without having to worry about being shit at it. You can just get your whole idea out. I used to take forever thumbnailing. I'd plan it meticulously. I'd draw like several versions of each page, trying to work out the best possible way to portray what I wanted to show. And now I feel like I've gotten quite good at paneling by now, dare I say, and so I can usually get it done pretty quickly. I tend to like play the scene in my head like a movie, and I can then and it's almost like a puzzle, putting the pieces together on a page, making sure that it all fits and reads. And there's so many rules to when it comes to paneling, so many rules and guidelines that it's just so fun to me. It's definitely the most fun part of the comic making process to me. I'd love to write a really long tutorial about it sometimes, but it'd be mostly just using everything that everyone else has told me and compiling that together. It kind of feels like stealing. I don't know. Next question. Do you use any specific programs or devices to make your pages? Just Photoshop, you know, like every fucker. Yeah, I sketch them on Photoshop, and I turn the sketch to pink, and then I print that out, faded pink, and then I ink over the top of that. Traditionally, because I really like traditional inking. It's much more comfortable, you know, it's good to switch things up. I don't like to work digital all the time. And then I scan it in, and I tell Photoshop to ignore everything that's pink, so I'm just left the pure black and white, and that's a nice way to get clean inks, I think. I've been making comics for a long time now, like 15 years or something, really sad. So and this is my refined method over the years. What are your character's favourite food? I'm gonna assume you mean like George and Atty. George probably just, you know, George probably likes those, like, the frickin', you know, those tubes of just sugar, you know, like the straws that just have sugar in them, like sherbet or something, pixie sticks or something. Yeah, I can imagine her guzzling a load of those down. But maybe that's too simple. Maybe that would explain too much. She'll have anything. She'll have anything, really. She's not fussy. Atty, omelettes. I don't know, he really loves a good omelette, and I know this much to be true. Here's a question. An art question. How do you decide how much to reference and how much to just redesign bullshit? Pick the term you like. I'll take bullshit most of the time. I generally... It's, you know, when you're working a lot, when you're drawing quick, and like, there's so many things in a comic. Like, say you have a page where like someone walks into a room and there's a table, and they take their wallet out and put some money on the table. It's like, you gotta know how to draw a door, draw a perspective of the room, how to draw a table, and it can't just be any table. It's got to be like, you can't just draw, you know, fucking 4 legs and a thing. It's got to be, no, what's this table like? What's it been through and all that shit? And then you got to know how to draw a wallet, but not just your default wallet. You got to know how to draw this person's wallet and money. There is so much when you're drawing a story, because there's stuff happening constantly. So much that, like, are you gonna reference every little bit? And the good answer is yes, go and reference every little bit. But most of the time, no. Most of the time, you just bullshit it. So I use reference when I remember. I mean, obviously I'll reference something if I have no fucking clue how to draw it. I remember I had to draw a lawnmower at some point, and it was like, yeah, I got some reference then. But almost any time when you can get reference for something, you should look at it, even if it's something that's obvious, because you can probably draw it better than what's in your memory, unless you've been drawing it forever. But I generally don't. I really should more. I get this problem when drawing doors a lot. I always draw the same fucking door. Don't look too closely at them, okay? Is Mokepon going to stay memories of games you remember as a kid, or do you have plans to draw from gaming experience of newer games you played as a teen adult? Well, in answer to that, it is pretty much basically all on my memory. Mokepon is based on red, blue, and maybe yellow, if I feel like it, or maybe the anime, sometimes. There's been a few questions about, you know, what am I basing it on? Am I going to do later versions? No, I am not. I might acknowledge that they exist. Like everyone says, oh, the Feraligatr appeared, so there's gonna be other Pokemon. Not much, because it's meant to be that yes, there is more of a world out there, but it's not our world. There are people out there in that world. It exists, but it's not the world we're looking at. So someone might dip in sometimes, but yeah, it's not what that's not what this story is about. It's about my memories playing the games as a kid. Who knows, maybe there'll be another comic one day. Maybe when I finish Mokepon, God forbid, there'll be another one where they go to Johto. We'll have to see if I manage to finish Mokepon before I die for that one. Another question. Favourite page, favourite character, and why? Favourite Pokemon to draw? Oof, well, favorite page, man. I have a lot. I really like really random small things. But one that comes to mind is the bit where there's like Thad and Atty are having a battle with Dragon Thing and his Raticate, and Thad makes a pun, and Atticus gives him a sort of look like. And Thad was looking at him, sort of like, yeah, that was a good pun, right? And he's like, ugh. And then Thad punches him in the face. I still think that's funny. I mean, if Atty had laughed at Thad's pun there, then then they would have been friends at that point. Because Thad is that way out. He's not. I'll tell you he's not as nasty as he seems, but no one will believe it, because he acts like a piece of shit. But yeah, he would have just been his best friend from there on. But as he blew it, and instead he got a punch in the face. I really like that page. Favorite character? I really like Atticus. I really love all my other OCs appearing in the background. Like I love Trix, I love Thad, I love Mordecai, I love all these people that everyone else barely knows. But yeah, Atty's my boy, you know. I like Josh. I like fucking everyone. I'm really easy to please. Favorite Pokemon to draw? Dragon Thing, because she during my youth, so I was one of them girls that was always constantly drawing dragons. I would not draw people, just dragons. And then I stopped when I was like 16 or something. I discovered manga, and I only drew manga from there instead for a long time. But drawing Dragon Thing is almost like it's using all the shit I learned during my dragon phase, so that's handy. Next question. What was my decision for going straight up black and white? There ain't even tones or greys, it's all solid black for shading. This is a good question. Now, it's not because black and white's easier than colour, because this is not true. It can be faster, but not always. Black and white is totally different from colour. It's a different skill set. You have to know how to use black and white, just like you have to know how to use colour. It's just it's a different knowledge set, and I just happen to really love the look of black and white comics. I don't like the look of colour comics as much. It just looks kind of messy to me. That's not to say there aren't really nice colour comics, but I always feel like I would like them more if they were in black and white. And And the reason I don't like have tones or anything is because I used to use tones quite a lot, but I realized that I was kind of using them as a crux. Is that the right word? Crutch? I was relying on them too much, and by getting rid of them, it actually helped me focus on making my line work stronger, because it's more difficult to portray things well when you limit yourself, when you just have the line art and the filled blacks. So you can't just throw a load of shit on top of it to make it pretty. No, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to do things effectively. And so it forces you to learn. And this is why this is why I do it, but also because when you see it done really well, it looks so nice. I've seen other artists who are just masters with the pure black and white. It looks so tidy and so clean, and that's what I want to be able to pull off. And I do definitely think that it has helped me improve. Although occasionally I'll throw in a little hatching when I feel in the mood for it, even though that's also kind of... I don't want to lean on that too much either, but you know, we set our own challenges. Next question. Do Atty or George have any huge phobias, especially ones that might impede them in their travels? George, not really, but Atty, funny story. Well, Atty now has the phobia of the fairies. We've learned this, and explosions. That was yeah, Mount Moon and everything. But Atty was originally going to have a phobia of Snorlaxes, cause, well, one, cause I thought that was weird and funny, but two, there was gonna be this scene that never really happened, and I would not say it, but I feel like it's never gonna get around to it, so I'm just gonna tell you guys now. So so there was gonna be like a scene where they're talking about Atty's dad. You know, the elusive Atty's dad that everyone is really eager to spot. So so she asks him about his dad, and he says, he's gone. He's gone. He's not with us anymore. And George is like, oh no, what happened? And he goes, he was crushed by a Snorlax that was rolling over in his sleep. And George is like, and then he gets really mad at her because it's not funny, but anyway, we're probably not going to say it. Oh, and by the way, don't take that to mean Atty's dad's dead. Don't take it to mean he exists. Don't take it to mean shit. I ain't saying shit about his dad. Maybe he didn't have one. Immaculate conception. Lugia is his dad. Whatever the god Pokemon is, I don't fucking know. Next question. How far ahead did you plan the story? Or am I just making it up as I go along? The way I describe it is like, when you look out to the horizon, you can't see much. You can just see the vague idea of what's going on. But as you walk closer to a spot, as you walk closer towards it, the details start to come up into view until you're right fucking there and you can see fucking everything. So, yeah, that's how it is with the story writing of Mokepon. I know the framework. I know where I'm going. I'm going over there. But it's like, I'll only get to see over there far clearer when I get up to it. So yeah, that's that, and I would not advise this for writing, but it only kind of works with Mokepon because it's not a really rigid story. But with other stories, I think they need better planning. But hey, this is fun and everything, so it works out. Next question. How would I suggest new artists get more viewers for their comics? Oh, I'm not really the one to ask for this, you know? It's like, you advertise. Advertising's really good. You be really prominent on social media. You get people's attention doing other stuff, like maybe you do fan art and stuff, and then you say, hey, look at this comic I've got going on, you know? Like, fan art is a really good way to pull people in. It sounds cheap, but, you know, it's true. People like to see things they already know, and then when they give a shit about you as a person, as an artist, you can show them your stuff. So, yeah. I don't know, I should probably give better advice than that, but keep drawing, just keep going. I guess that's all I got. Next question. Who's getting shipped? A lot of people are getting shipped. Atty and George, that's a popular one I've seen. Atian Khan, of course. The interest, a really fun one is Atian Dragon thing. Probably better we don't delve into that one, but hey, Mokepon isn't a romance story, but that doesn't mean that there won't be romance in it. It's just not the focus. But even so, like, even if I know who's gonna end up with who, if anyone, y'all can ship what you like. It's all cool with me. Like, if you want your Atty and George, then you can go and imagine it real hard. How many of the games have you actually played? I buy them all. I don't play them. I try, but it doesn't really happen. I get so far and I always nuzlocke them, and just because that's the kind of game I play. You know, I really like really punishing computer games. I like my fun to be as punishing as my work for some reason. So yeah, and Pokemon is just, I don't know, it's kind of, I just don't have that much time to play it. It just doesn't keep me grabbed as much. But I always buy every new one hoping that the magic's gonna be rekindled. Oh, hello. You here for the cake, is that it? Yeah? You want some cake? You don't really want to see me like just sit here and eat a cake, do you? It's one of them ASMR videos or whatever they are. Although I'm not sure that me sat noisily eating a cake would really qualify as one of those. No, someone's probably into it, I don't know. Next question. How long did you originally plan Mokepon to go on for? Did the length meet or surpass your expectations? I didn't have any expectations. I started doing it for fun. And I figured that since people were reading it, I'd keep on going. Now it's basically how it's continued to be. People are reading it, people seem to be enjoying it, so I keep going. I'll probably be going until I die. No, I want it finished before then. Even though it seems like that won't happen with the accursed one update a week. I'm just really busy, guys. I'm so sorry, but I have a full-time job aside from comics now. I've almost got 2 full-time jobs going on. It's not very smart, and yet it happens anyway. Will Atty and or George be getting another outfit change? Also, do they bathe? They don't much. I think like there's probably places where they can wash at the Pokemon Center or something. They probably will get a couple of outfit changes, but as for the bathing, I should mention, Atty smells really bad. Now, fun fact, huh? He fucking stinks. He's a teenage boy who doesn't wash enough, and he smokes a lot of cigarettes. His jumper fucking reeks, right? So yeah, I don't really like to have glamorous characters. I like them to be fucking losers, and so Atticus wonderfully delivers in that department. Is Atty self-taught, or did he have art classes? He's pretty much self-taught. Next! Would Atty find shiny Pokemon interesting? You seriously think Atty would find a Pokemon interesting? If it's not Dragon, then he don't give a shit. How did Thad lose his arm? Aww. Oh, come on now, you think I'm gonna tell you? No. We'll find that out eventually, though, I'll tell you that much. Unless you want to know the real reason. The real reason is because the first time I ever drew him, I couldn't draw his other arm. I fucked it up. I couldn't get it right for the life of me, so I decided he doesn't have one. I think that's mostly all we got time for. I'm sorry that I couldn't answer everyone's questions. There were quite a lot, and I'm really pleased. Thank you. It makes me so happy that people are interested in my shit, because I work really hard on this, honest, and it's just nice to get feedback from people. I'm really glad that you guys have stuck with me this long. I'm glad that I'm still going. I'm glad I'm still doing this, and I really hope that you'll enjoy what's to come. Like, there'll be more comics. I'm gonna keep going. Like, Rumpel finishes soon, and then God knows what I'll do. So, But I hope you'll be there to see it, and I hope you'll be there to enjoy the rest of Mokepon. So thank you very much for your questions, thank you very much for reading, and I'll see you all around. And I'll see you later.